Hello everybody, I'm Mike.
And I'm Stephanie.
And we're Van Life Sheldon's Travels. Sheldon, he's a little yellow belly slider turtle. He's hanging out in the van somewhere. I don't know. He just hangs out. Steph left that on, no worries guys. But he's hanging out here somewhere. But today, the focus stream is to show you guys and unveil what was in all those boxes at the Amazon locker the other day. So I made a video the other day of us going to the Amazon locker and picking up a bunch of boxes and everybody, and I kind of left you hanging, right? So I thought today, instead of just doing a video, basically doing, starting, now that there's 5-6 people on here, maybe I'll start again. How about that? Well, if you don't know, I'm Mike.
And I'm Stephanie.
And we're Van Life Sheldon's Travels. I'm using my phone. I'm sorry it kind of jiggers back and forth a little bit. But today our little live stream is about, we bought a new camera. So, and in the last live stream, I kind of left everybody hanging on what did we buy, what's in the Amazon locker, what's in all the boxes. But this is what we got, guys. So it is a DJI Osmo Pocket, and it's basically, I'll show you right now, it comes with all of these little attachments and stuff, but we'll talk about all of that later. I have it mounted into this, but it's basically a 4K camera that can run at least 30 frames per second, 60 frames per second in 4K, 1080p or 720p. And it does have face tracking, and it boots up super fast, and that is one of the reasons I wanted this camera. Let's check this out. And that fast, you were able to use this camera. So that makes my life a lot easier. I can have this on the dash, and I'm going to show you some more of my accessories here. One of our nice subscribers at the RTR gave me a kit of some stuff, and I don't have a GoPro, but he kind of gave me one of those off-brand GoPros with 720p, which is kind of nice. And actually, it was very nice of him to do that. But he gave me a bunch of accessories to go with it. This one, meaning I can mount it onto the dash, sit it up there, and we can do some driving footage. Also, I was able to get a thing to mount it onto a bicycle or something like that we have. And I've always had my little Joby thing. But this is kind of the real why I wanted to have the live stream. We purchased this new camera. I've had it for a couple of weeks. You've been seeing footage of it. I hope you've been enjoying that footage of the on the Osmo Pocket. But I know we've been struggling with the audio in a lot of the videos, because
Danny said the camera muff looks bigger than the van.
It's big.
It is slightly big, but it is funny because the audio is so important. Like, we were talking about like getting propel mics for this camera, and it's like just as much as the camera was. So yeah, to get a couple of lapel mics wireless is about $300 on Amazon. So that's something I'm looking into. But for the first couple of weeks I had this camera, DJI didn't have out an adapter for the microphone yet. So I couldn't use my microphone. I was reliant on the 2 onboard microphones, and I know a lot of you have noticed that the microphones weren't the best. So a lot of wind noise. It's why a lot of these videos have had a lot more music and more of us talking over it, is because I couldn't use my microphone. But they just came out. I know a lot of you said, why can't you just use any old USB-C to thing? Check it out on YouTube. None of them work, guys. Just this one. When we were
a week and a half ago, I got an email. I'd signed up to be one of the first people to get one of these from Hong Kong when they came out. And I was like, this camera is literally useless without this microphone. I need that adapter. So I kind of bothered DJI a little bit. And I guess since we're a content creator, they actually sent me an email. And this was $35, $40. I think it was $40. And then $15 in shipping, and I did get it in 1 week from Hong Kong, and I had it delivered to an Amazon, I mean not an Amazon, a UPS store in our location, and I'll kind of tell you, you'll see that in a video to come. So, but I did get it. I got it yesterday, guys, on Saturday, and I was able to plug it in. I did purchase another adapter here. And on this adapter, it kind of just like slid into the USB-C on the bottom and snapped in. And it had a USB-C on both sides and like a little thing to be able to screw in on the bottom. Because this camera doesn't have a place to screw in a tripod or anything on it, guys. So this was going to make it where I could do this. And but I plugged in all the devices. I thought I could charge on one side and put the mic on the other side. Didn't work. So I now have this, but that's okay because I can actually put it on the thing to drive or whatever. I'll get use out of that. That's not a problem. But luckily I purchased this one, and it was a little bit more expensive, but it actually is metal. And it actually screws down, which to me is kind of nice, and screws in and allows, see, I have the microphone attached, but let me unattach the microphone and see, I can just lift it right off, and the mic and the tripod and everything stays. But this little mount, here's actually the camera. Look how small, has a little gimbal, works really nice. Super thin. So but this allows it to actually screw it in, and I glued with some actually I like Gorilla glued I don't know if it's called a hot shoe or a cold shoe port on the side here. As you can tell, I just kind of glued it on there with that Gorilla Glue, and it's permanently on there now. And so now I can have my microphone here, and this is the little adapter that I'm using. Oops, sorry guys. That's the adapter that I'm using. It's the official one, which is nice. And so that plugs into the mic. I am using the regular camera cord, not the one that came with the microphone, not to like the cell phone cord. I have another cord for that. But this is metal, or at least cast metal, aluminum. And it does have a little metal thread here on the side, but I decided not to use that. But I did leave it open where I can use it. It actually attaches. I'm gonna kind of tear all this apart and put it back together for you guys. It actually attaches just to any GoPro mount, which is really nice. And then I purchased this tiny little tripod here, and that's really nice. Got it off Amazon too. And then this is just, and it allows me to connect it right almost to any GoPro accessory. And now I can sit this up on the dash and drive down the road without a problem. You can still charge the phone, not while the microphone's in, but you can charge or do one or the other. So that's okay. But this is going to work out really good for me to drive and have kind of some hyperlapse shots, because this camera does have hyperlapse and slow motion. I'll kind of turn it on. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe you can. And as we scroll over, it has a touch screen with video, photo. All right, there's the photo.
See,
there's
it's nice
the video.
it's got a touch screen on it. Pretty simple.
Slow motion, time lapse.
It is super tiny.
And a panoramic
last time
mode.
We showed, like, this is the size of a soda can. It's no bigger, taller than a soda can. But it's like a third of the width of a soda can.
Super tiny.
Super tiny.
Yeah.
And it's what would you say? Probably like...
Weighs a couple ounces. I don't know what it weighs, but it's not a pound.
Probably not even a half pound either.
But basically all I have to do is slide it right in here. Screw it down.
Somebody asked how much does it cost.
Okay, we'll go into the cost of each one of these pieces real quick before I put it together. And as we put it together, I'll tell you. This DJI Osmo Pocket is $350. By the time you get I did get the Best Buy insurance on it for 2 years for like $60. It was 2 or 3 years, $60, I think. By the time it was done and said and taxed, $450 for this little camera, guys. So then I had to purchase a 128 gigabyte memory card, an extreme SanDisk card, because all of the video cards that I have are just the pro ones, and they don't read fast enough for 4K. I have just been running 1080p, 60 frames a second is what you've been seeing. That's obviously not this. I'm shooting on my S9 Samsung right now, but to go live. But this shoots in 4K, but I've only been running the 1080p, and
flipped over 1 second.
and I've noticed a huge difference. But the memory cards that I have now, that I currently have, they won't work in it. They don't read fast enough. So I have had to purchase, I purchased one 128 gig, and that was like $45. So now we're at $500 here. I already had the Rode microphone. I think they're like $60 or something like that, which is not too bad.
Right.
And this little adapter here was like $12, $13 on Amazon. And so that just kind of goes here, tightens down with the little set screw. I hate that you can't see what I'm doing. With a little set screw here, see? There we go. And now the little tripod was like another $10 on Amazon, and that allows me to screw this on. I did have this little thing from one of my subscribers, gave me some GoPro accessories. I do not have a GoPro, but I do have some accessories for it, so that allows us to have a little tripod. Or you can see I can also screw on just a plate, or you can actually screw in onto this even for a bicycle or a moped or a motorcycle or something like that. But this is going to be my new camera vlogging setup this way. And I want to explain to you guys something else. Let's go ahead and plug this back in. So this little adapter here was another $40 plus $15 in shipping plus $5 to pick it up at the UPS store. The wire came with the microphone, so you plug that into the bottom there. I didn't get it real super tight. Make sure you clamp this really good. And I like to just wrap this around a couple of times. That way, I did put a lanyard on there that I had just laying around, and I put it on the bolt so that I can kind of hold on to it around my wrist like this while I'm holding on and vlogging. But I wrap it around, and then it just kind of plugs into the back here, guys, and that allows me to have this on a table, sitting somewhere, vlogging, tracking us, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, flips the camera around facing us. And this is how I can vlog very nicely. And normally I vlog with this hand, guys. And you're asking, on the last camera setup that we had the DJI Osmos DJI Osmos Mobile 2, and I put on a little bracket here for the microphone and stuff, and this was amazing, but look how big it is. And then with the wire and the microphone and the phone, so much smaller. But as you notice, when I'm over here, what did I do? I switched where the microphone is. Yes. And I did that on purpose, guys, because I know a lot of you say that you can't hear Stephanie as well as you can hear me. So my voice projects pretty loud. If I want it to crack, I can really project my voice. So this is why I put the microphone on this side, so that it'll be closer to Stephanie, so that you as the viewer will hopefully hear her better. I know she was talking about...
Now I have to watch what I say.
I know we are thinking with this little adapter. Sorry, there's motorcycles going past us. Pretty cool. With this little adapter, I could buy a couple of wireless lapel mics that we would clip on and have a little box, and they would transmit to here, and that we both would wear one, and it would be wireless. That's about $300, so I'm looking at that option, and then we could eliminate having the microphone on here altogether. You would hear us perfectly with the little microphone on our lapels when we're walking or hiking. Yeah. Stephanie could be talking in the back, behind or in front of me, and you could hear it. So that's something else that I'm looking to up our YouTube game. I mean, you have to up the game, right, guys? I mean, I just think this now is a nice dedicated vlogging setup for the two of us to have. We now have a backup unit. I am gonna keep this, and that way when we go live, normally I just go on this, and I'm just using a little tripod I have so I could show you this. When we go live, you can actually use this to go live, or maybe Steph might want to use this, or I might use it and Stephanie uses this for the day, or whatever. We can switch back and forth and maybe get different perspectives, and that'll be great. And the battery lasts a long time on this. So basically, I know I just put out a bunch of numbers about how much all this costs, but this is about $600 without the memory card, about $650 with a memory card, 128 gig Extreme Scan Pro fast for 4K, and so $650-ish. Now, a lot of people would argue, why didn't you just get the Canon 50D for $650? Well, because that's $650 base price. Then you need a couple pieces of glass, lenses. You're gonna need an extra lens, so that's a couple $100 more. But let's say you just keep that lens, that first lens, and but then you need the protection, so that's another $75. So now you're at like $725.
Nomad actually says, I've noticed mine gets hot when using it. That's a fair review.
Yeah, I would say it does a little bit, and that's why I also purchased something else. That I purchased a little silicone sleeve, and it was longer. I cut it so that it would fit in whenever it's inside here, and I thought I'd put this little sleeve on, and I thought maybe this little part right here would cover up, because the bottom mic's kind of protected. Thought this might protect from the wind, and I was gonna glue some stuff on here if they couldn't get me this adapter on the ASAP, which they did. But I noticed it got a little warm in this neoprene case, but I really like the idea of it. I cut it so it would fit, but you're asking why isn't it on there? The deal breaker is, and I guess I can cut out a little bit more here in the circle, but if you notice, this thing moves and turns. Well, when you flip the button 3 times, this actually, see, it just turned itself off after you don't play with it for a while. But if you hit the button 3 times, I'll show you here. it already booted up and ready to shoot. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, real fast. Flips the camera around. So it's really nice whenever I'm vlogging to me, and then I go 1, 2, 3, and I flip the camera around, and I can kind of, it takes you guys going down the way. That's really nice. So the problem is it catches on this neoprene. And when it catches, it kind of hangs up and it ruins the shot. So it did that a few times on my testing of it. And I haven't decided if I want to cut this out a little bit bigger, give it a little bit more room, because there's really no lip. It kind of goes all the way down to here is where it actually turns. So maybe I'll adjust it, maybe I'll play with it. I just haven't taken the time to do so. Maybe I'll get back and tell you what I think about that.
Brian's World Mechanic, Brian's World and Mechanic. Are you guys happy with the quality of the new rig as far as videos? I definitely am. It is.
Have you guys noticed a difference? I mean, I'm only running in 1080p, 60 frames per second on this right now. I need to get a bigger memory card so that I can run in 4K, 60 frames per second. Plus, that means you have to, takes longer to upload on bad connections. That's kind of, you know, not that great. So I've been trying this 1080p. You tell me, Brian, the last 10 videos have been shot on this DJI Osmos. What do you think? All the driving footage and all that, is it better? Is it nicer? Since I showed you all the footage from Akatia Wells was shot on the Osmos Pocket. So you tell me. We did kind of go back and forth a little bit with the big camera, but 90%. So what do you guys think? Can you tell a difference?
Brian says yes.
Yes, I can when I'm editing it, but I know a lot of people just watch our videos on a phone. And if you watch on a phone, I even have the, well, it's not the latest greatest anymore. They just came out with the S10, but I don't know if you can walk into the store and buy one yet. I'm thinking about purchasing it, but I don't think I have to now because I bought this, and I kind of get my phone back now because we used to use the Samsung S9 to film everything. It was always in here. I never got to have my phone ever because it was always in here. So do I need to upgrade? I don't know. I am on T-Mobile, so I can jump to the newest phone by just starting my payments over and paying the tax. I might not. We'll see what happens with that. But I do, that's why I wanted this. I just think I do want a Canon 50D, but like I was saying, by the time you buy the insurance and all the other stuff, you're looking at more like $1,000 instead of $1,100.
They are becoming so popular now that we have seen them for the cheap on like Facebook or Craigslist.
I'm trying to,
yeah, because people get them and then they get in a little bit of a hard spot and then they sell them for real cheap.
So I'm looking, and if you see one in your area, maybe hit me up on.
We're not against used because
no, I'm not against used.
New.
I purchased this because
they're not that
you can't find it anywhere. I mean, the guy said at the store at the Best Buy when I did the mail to the store, because I've never seen one before, the first one I ever touched in the box. So that's. And something else, I used to film everything on my phone and edit everything on my phone, and I had like a couple 64 gig cards and I would interchange them. But now that I have this, and anyone knows that has an S9 or a Samsung phone, you have to use that little pin to pop out the SD card and the SIM card every time you want to change another SD card, which is a serious pain to carry that little thing. And so I did purchase this. It's just a USB-C to, has two card readers, a big one and a micro and a normal size one, so that I can just pop the micro SD card out of the side of this thing over here, clip it out, pop it in here, pop this into the bottom of my phone, and then I can actually edit and do everything on the phone now. And my next step, I guess I'll ask you guys, editing software or wireless microphones? You know what I mean? They're about the same price. I want to get both. I want to start editing on the computer first. Probably microphones first, and then we'll buy an editing software so that we can use our fancy laptops we've been carrying around with us and we use for school. So I guess I'll stop rambling. We've been on here for 25 minutes. I just wanted all of our Patreons, I want to say a huge thank you to all of our Patreons.
And a huge thank you for everybody who came on this live. And
yes, and and there's other people like Terry Wells, and there's so many other people that have contributed on PayPal towards this camera, and I've used the last 2 months of profits on Patreon to buy this. So basically 2 months of Patreon, about $250 of our money, not my money, but our money, and some money that a few great subscribers have donated to the channel, so through PayPal. And with those contributions, I was able to purchase this. So I wanted to say thank you to all of you. I don't know how to thank you enough. I hope you enjoy the new content and the new, you know, what we can show you and everything with this new camera. So anybody got anything to say?
Robert's saying wireless. I'm thinking he's asking if it's wireless.
Oh, the wireless microphones. He's voting for the wireless mics.
Oh, so that's what they're saying.
Yeah,
vote on this.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, should I buy software or microphones? And see, this with the little bitty microphones, that would be perfect as far as vlogging. You know. So. All right, guys. Does anybody else have any questions?
I did see someone said that I wasn't wearing green. I'm actually wearing a shamrock right here, guys.
Actually.
And happy St. Patty's Day.
Yep.
It is St. Patrick's Day.
It is St. Patty's Day.
Green, and I do have my shamrock right here.
But you're tattooed green, so...
I don't think a lot of people know I have a tattoo.
Right, but she's got a little green and a tattoo.
I do have a tattoo.
She actually has a shamrock tattoo.
I do.
Of a four-leaf clover,
and
you know?
I have an Irish name tattooed on me because both my grandparents died, and when they died, the name kind of died with them. So in remembrance of them, I got a tattoo, and that is the one and only tattoo I got. And I actually got it when I was 16. I came home from school one day. I actually went to school. Then I went to soccer practice. I was coming home, and I was planning on taking a nap. And my mom was like, I've been thinking, which usually meant I was in trouble. So I was trying to think, what did I just screw up lately? What did I do,
right? Yeah.
And so she was like, I'm going to pay for you to get a tattoo because I guess a couple of my friends had tattoos. So she thought I was going to get a tattoo. So she's like, I'm going to pay for you to get a tattoo so it's out of your system. And that day, she took me and we got my first tattoo. And it says Waylon with the shamrock on it.
So... that's what Steph... I don't have any tattoos, guys, and that's Steph's only tattoo. But should we get off here? It's been 28 minutes, almost a half an hour. So I guess we'll get off and let you guys enjoy your St. Patty's Day. And if you're watching this later on, thanks for watching. If you don't know, we're really enjoying our new camera. Thanks to all of you. Without you being a subscriber, Patreons and watchers, because not just our Patreons, but oh look, there's Craig. He just made it on our live stream.
Happy St. Patty's Day. We just got done saying Happy St. Patty's Day.
Man, should we stay on? You think more people? Ooh, you okay, Sheldon?
Oh goodness.
Oh my goodness, buddy, you can't jump out of my hands. Well.
We do have people coming and going, so it's up to you.
I guess we'll get off here. We appreciate each and every one of you for watching us. A lot of people are like, stay on. One to pull around. Stick around, guys. Well,
somebody did ask, where are we?
Well, you want to tell them?
You can tell them.
Well, we actually, I guess we will stay on for just a few more minutes.
Yeah, we didn't even, I was planning at some point to give some shout outs to everybody who came on, like Ken's Journey and Brian's World and Mechanic and Craig, and there's a bunch of, and Dorleen and Robert. There's just a couple of people, and then there's some people that I can't read their names and I don't want to butcher them, but I just want to do a couple of shout outs. Steven, he's a good friend of ours, and Danny G, he's a good friend of ours, and he's a trucker, so it's really nice when he can catch us live because we know he's usually busy.
But I think, I hope you guys are gonna, hope you want to see some farmers markets, because that's what's coming up. A couple nice farmers markets, one during the day and one at night in a different city. And then we're also gonna show you, we're gonna go hiking a couple times, and basically we're gonna show you guys, there's a waterfall hike that we went on one day. I'm about 5 days ahead right now. I've got, we went to a farmer's market during the day one day. We went and hung out around town another day, but I don't think I filmed that. And we actually went to a farmer's market in the evening, which was really nice. And then we actually went on a hike the next day to an amazing waterfall. I mean, the water was just pouring down, beautiful rocks. I mean, that I haven't edited that video yet, so I'm hoping that's going to turn out amazing for you guys.
That's definitely one thing that is so unique to California, is that you're so close to the coast, but you also have the mountains, and then so it's like LA was probably 30 minutes from us, but it kind of felt like you're more
in the middle of nowhere. Like we're out here in the mountains instead of
so it is really nice, and especially like we were taking pictures on the beach, and it's like you could just tell the difference. Like it's not in Florida, which is so funny now that we're like getting traveled. It's like
we can tell,
we can almost, like, if you take a picture, we can almost tell you where that picture was taken.
Almost, yeah. So, I mean, and then we decided to hike. I hope you guys enjoy this. You know that the poppy fields are blooming everywhere, and we went yesterday and basically hiked, what, about 4.5 miles, and just orange poppies for as far as you guys can see. So, I mean, the poppy fields in this yellow and purple, but orange just forever.
And this is actually a pretty funny story. We went into a convenience store to pick up some drinks and some snacks, and the lady behind the counter was like, "Oh, what are you guys been up to today?" And we told her we went and seen the poppy field.
No clue.
And she had no clue. And it was like, okay, well then we kind of like you know, like, thank you, have a nice day. And then we came out the store, and Mike was like, she doesn't know about the poppy fields. You could see them; they're right there.
I mean, they're on the side of the mountain. I mean,
so
like
hard.
She can't see them. You could see them from the parking lot. The mountain is orange and yellow for as far as you can see. So, I don't know. I guess I'll look around and pay attention to more than what's going on around me. What's up, buddy? You just want to go today, don't you? Yeah. But what else? Anybody saying anything? So I hope you guys are ready for some farmers markets and some hiking videos, because that's what's coming up, guys.
Sometimes locals don't have a clue. That is so true, because I actually remember I was in high school and I was driving around my hometown, and one of my friends was telling me like, oh, this was the first school in our town, and this used to be a plantation, and things like that. And I actually looked at him and I was like, are you pulling my chain? Like, how do you know all this? And he goes, I googled it. Like, don't you wonder about things around you? And at that point in time, I guess I really didn't, because I was like, no.
See if anybody else has anything on here. A lot of people want us to stick around. There's 31 of you guys on here.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else is on live or not. I don't think so. But thank you guys for enjoying your St. Patty's Day with us. Sheldon.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I think we're going to get off here. I just wanted to unveil my new camera and my new vlogging setup for you guys so that you could see it. I thought it'd be nice to just do a live stream instead of a video, and that way it would be in case you had any questions or anything. So I guess I'll give you just a few minutes if you want to ask a question about the Osmo Pocket or the rig or how I set it up or anything, and then I'll get off of here.
Kathy said just became a Patreon.
Oh wow, thank you.
They
Is
said
anybody
have
else?
a great night. How long left on your pass?
Oh, on the pass for the national parks, unfortunately that pass expired in January, and we haven't renewed it yet because it cost $80 to renew it, and we're just gonna wait until...
I can't believe it's St. Patty's Day already. Just think about it, guys. It is the middle of March 2019. Like, we were just walking around yesterday, and it was funny because it was like, you know, there's kind of more people here than usual. And then as soon as I said that, all you heard was like, we're here for spring break and spring break 2019.
Spring break that.
And then you just see the t-shirts everywhere, and we're like,
oh,
we got it.
Now we know. And it was funny because another girl was like, you guys don't seem like tourists. And I'm like,
because we're not.
We're really not tourists.
Yeah.
We kind of
We're just travelers.
We're travelers. We travel for a living, and we bring you guys with us every day of our travels, and that is our job. And that's why I wanted to make this video and say thank you, because this makes my job easier. Having this camera makes my life and my job easier, which makes it easier for me to make content. And then, you know, well, go ahead.
Somebody said, where is Sheldon's hometown?
Sheldon is me or Sheldon the turtle? Because Sheldon's hometown is actually a little farm outside of Orlando, Florida. So, and I'm from Kentucky originally. Yeah, you're getting crazy, Sheldon.
Full-time tourist, someone says.
You're just acting crazy today, aren't you? You hear people outside. There's a lot of people hanging out and enjoying this evening. It's super nice here. It's about 70 degrees outside. Try getting a parking place on Clearwater Beach.
Yeah,
I know, right?
That's actually what is going on. I don't know if you might be able to hear the traffic, but people keep passing us because they are definitely looking for a spot.
They're looking for a spot.
And Brian, there will be a lot of firsts this year, but it could still be a good year.
So I think
what part of Kentucky? My dad was from
the southeast.
Green.
Bowling Green. I know where Bowling Green is.
Wow, close to Disney, I guess.
But I think we're actually gonna... Do you have any issues transferring the footage from your... No, actually, all I have been doing to transfer the footage from the Osmo Pocket to the computer or my phone to edit is I just pull out the SD card and put it in my phone. I actually purchased a little adapter like this. It hooks into the bottom of my phone, USB-C. I plug the SD card into here, and then I can edit into the my computer has an SD card reader, and then this is for my phone, so to have an extra. So no problems there at all. Been smooth. The last 10 or so videos you've watched have all been filmed and edited on the Osmo Pocket, but without the microphone adapter.
Yeah.
That's the big thing, guys. I got the microphone adapter,
yeah.
and that's...
Someone says Sheldon looks like he's ready for a run. It's actually funny because there's a little tradition where there's turtle races, usually at Irish pubs. So I was thinking maybe because of St. Patty's Day, we might get lucky and find a turtle race. But no, next week are the turtle races. So
yep.
Maybe if we
Thursday,
those.
maybe if we're in town at this, we're thinking about heading towards LA and maybe hitting up the beach for a couple of days. So if you are in the LA area and would like to meet up with us, please contact me now so we can make arrangements to meet up in the LA area over the next week or so, because we got some things happening and some opportunities here in LA, and we're gonna take advantage of them and see what happens with them, and of course bring you guys with us. I'm in for a beach day, you know, so I know Sheldon's in for a beach day.
Yeah, he likes walking on the sand.
He does like walk, but he's ready. Look, he is just like, let's go, let's go, let's go. But we just take it nice and slow and easy, and we'll figure out where we're at tomorrow, basically.
Someone said thinking about another trip to San Diego.
Probably not, because it's actually getting a little too warm in San Diego. It's already getting warm here, and we're pretty much we're just east of LA, basically, mountain range. So heading back south any further would probably just make it warmer. But I'm not saying that, because if we go heading north and a cold front comes, I'm not gonna say we're not gonna head south if a cold front comes and we need to, if we don't want to be in cold weather. So that could change. I'm not saying that that's stuck in stone. So anything else?
Scott says he's ready for a beach day too.
That works, guys.
Yeah.
So we have farmers markets coming up, 2 of them. We have a waterfall hike and a day of hiking through the poppy fields in the mountains. So that's what's coming, along with some other stuff, and we're gonna bring it to you. And I gotta get editing, but I gotta enjoy a little bit of time too. So we're gonna get off. Got another question?
Well, it says Michigan is starting to warm up. Like really? Like 50s warm up, or like
70s
like
warm up.
60s? Or
we need 70s. I mean, this is even, we're thinking once it gets a little warm here, we're just gonna start 40s. Yeah, it's starting to warm up.
I knew that was a joke.
Steph's
I knew there was pun intended.
Yeah,
there.
Exactly.
I knew, because it's still snowing in parts of the world, or
in
parts
the country.
Of the United States.
Yeah, right.
And that, to me, is just crazy. Like, I would not want to be in New York right now, because it's, 40, like Michigan, just so warm and beautiful, and filled with beach days, white sandy beaches.
Well, we're gonna get off here.
It's near 70 in Texas, Dorleen says.
That works.
See, that's more
That's our style, right? Well, guys, thanks for watching. We appreciate each and every one of you that comes along in our journey with us. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. We definitely wouldn't be buying new cameras, and we definitely wouldn't be going to new places if it wasn't for you, the subscriber, watching all of us. And I appreciate it so much. Our Patreons are amazing, and all of our other little supporters that send us money on PayPal for no reason at all, but just to say thank you. You're a blessing. And we're gonna get off here and enjoy the rest of the night. Probably go take a little stroll and enjoy the rest of the evening. But please like,
comment,
and subscribe.
Check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
More content on the Patreon.
And as always, we'll see you in the next one.
Have a good one, guys.
Be lucky. Happy St. Patty's Day.